सबसे बड़ी जो हमारी दिक्कत होती है जिंदगी के अंदर कुछ भी अचीव करने के लिए वो होती है कैसे लोगों से बात करें. व्हाट आर द फ्यू थिंग्स यू वांट टेल दिस टू द वर्ल्ड, मे बी 2 or 3 और बेस्ट थिंग्स हाउ दे कैन नेटवर्क और दे कैन लर्न द आर्ट ऑफ नेटवर्किंग व्हाट एवरीबॉडी टॉक्स अबाउट. हाय एवरीवन, वेलकम ऑन बोर्ड. सबसे बड़ी जो हमारी दिक्कत होती है ज़िंदगी के अंदर कुछ भी अचीव करने के लिए वो होती है कैसे लोगों से बात करें, कैसे अपना आइडिया. और जब आप बड़े हो जाते हैं तो एलिवेटर स्पीच होता है. एलिवेटर स्पीच क्या होता है, आप एलिवेटर में किसी के साथ जा रहे हैं, फटाफट अपना आइडिया मार्क ज़करबर्ग को मिले हैं आप, तो एलिवेटर के अंदर जाके आप अपना आइडिया 1 मिनट में अंदर कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. मेरे साथ प्रथम मित्तल. हाय प्रथम, वेलकम ऑन बोर्ड.
हाय, हाउ आर यू?
ये बंदा बहुत स्टड है बाय द वे, 30 इयर्स है और ही हैज़ स्टार्टेड अ बिजनेस स्कूल. ही इज द डायरेक्टर ऑफ बिजनेस स्कूल कॉल्ड मास्टर यूनियन. उसके पहले what I'm more excited about than Master Union कि भाई Outgrow. What is this Outgrow all about यार?
Yeah, when I was in college, I was in my 3rd year, and with a friend of mine, we ended up starting a company.
Yeah.
So the story goes like this: that we got a class project.
Yeah.
From a professor, and we really liked that project. We took that project forward, built that project into a product.
Yeah.
That product became into a company, and it's been 10 years that we're running that company. But what Outgrow is essentially a content management system for large publishers.
Wow.
So if you go on NewYorkTimes.com, WallStreetJournal.com, you're actually essentially coming onto our platform.
Oh, wow.
आपने WordPress सुना होगा?
Yes.
So think of us as an enterprise grade WordPress.
Oh, lovely. So you're like an enterprise grade WordPress for New York Times. मतलब if I'm reading some news on New York Times, I'm reading through you.
You're reading it on our platform, yes.
Oh, you're reading it on your. This is so amazing. मतलब is it a profitable company? Are you making money?
It's been 10 years. It better be making money.
मैंने फिर भी पूछ लिया, फिर भी कितना है, मतलब 10 मिलियन, 8 मिलियन, 5 मिलियन?
उतने में कुछ है.
उतने में कुछ है. मैं बता दूं 12 मिलियन है. We're not allowed to talk all these things, but yeah, he's doing really amazing. आज मैं बात क्या करने वाला हूँ यार, biggest thing is I met him in a conference and he reached out to me. Hi sir, कैसे हो? मैंने YouTube पे वीडियो देखा. मैंने बोला मैं तो बढ़िया हूँ, कैसे? And he said let's build some content together. There's a lot of information which we can tell to the world. I thought lovely. And then I asked him, like the way you came to me, what makes successful people different than other people is you communicate your idea. इसका एक buzzword networking भी होता है, right?
Networking.
तुम मुझे बताओ यार, 30 years की उम्र में मेरे से young आदमी है, छक्के मार रहा है. What are the few things you want to tell this to the world? Maybe 2 or 3 or best things how they can network or they can learn the art of networking what everybody talks about.
I think let's keep it very simple. 2 things I think that I've been doing that have worked out really well for me. I think first is this habit that every night before I go to sleep, I would message 5 random people on LinkedIn. I've been doing it for almost 4 years now. That means I must have messaged almost 5,000 people. Cold message on LinkedIn, right? If you buy LinkedIn Premium, you get almost 45 in-mail credits,
wow.
right?
Yes.
So I always cross my credits,
wow.
right? And 5 random people, someone who might have commented on my status, or someone who I thought was doing something interesting, or someone who was tagged in someone else's post,
wow.
Who was working in an interesting company, some founders, some investors, some students who are
wow.
doing interesting things. I would just message 5 random people at night. Usually when I'm sitting in the bathroom at night, I do that. Right? It takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
Right? And it's a very easy.
Why 10 minutes? I mean, I would say like hello to 5 people. It'll take me like 2 minutes. Why 10 minutes?
No. You have to write a proper message, right?
Okay.
So I say, okay, hi, Sumit, I saw your video. It was very interesting. I think there is something that we can create together in terms of like, some content.
Wow.
So let's meet up if you're free for coffee. That's it. Takes 30 seconds, 40 seconds to quickly text that
Do people
message.
reply? मतलब मेरे को personally बड़ा awkward होता है. Do people reply to this?
Here, I think my response rate is probably around 80%. So if I've sent 5 messages, 4 will reply, 2 will fizzle out over time, right? Like, ठीक है, एक बार reply कर दिया, but मैं भी busy हूँ, वो भी busy है, रह जाता है. One person I'll end up scheduling a call with.
Nice.
Right, and sort of figuring something out.
Nice.
And one person I'll end up meeting in person.
Superb.
Right. So if I'm like traveling, let's say in Bombay or in Singapore, wherever you're traveling, and आपको पता रहता है कि हाँ किसी को message किया था, so you can just reach out to them again and say coffee.
Amazing.
And I'll tell you what's the benefit of it. A lot of my team members I actually met through this system.
Great.
We don't have a hiring agency or a recruitment agency.
Wow.
We have a very small HR team.
Love it.
Right?
Love
So it's basically just me messaging these random people.
Super.
And कुछ ego नहीं रखना चाहिए यार.
Right.
I think a lot of the times the ego that's why should I message someone who's junior to me or who's younger than me or who's not in the same industry as me. So I think you can learn. So just yesterday I'll tell you. Last night I messaged someone. She was the person who directed/produced a movie called Lunchbox.
Okay. Wow.
Right? and she just made a documentary that I saw on LinkedIn. And I
Okay.
was like, किसने बनाई है? I was like, let me message her because I was like, yeah, I also want to create a documentary on our story.
Wow, this is so
Right? So I just
cool.
messaged her and she responded back. I said, okay, let's meet for coffee. Her reply was, you know what? 6 p.m. question mark.
क्या बात है, so amazing, so amazing.
Right? So I think that's worked wonders
Learning
for
number
me.
1, networking. Rule number 1, 101 कि भाई पहले तो बेशर्म हो जाओ.
बेशर्म होके बात
Whatever,
करो लोगों से.
बात करो लोगों से. You should have some idea in place. बात करो, अच्छा सा मैसेज करो. अब मुझे पता है कमेंट करके बताएंगे कि सर लिखना क्या मैसेज के अंदर, वो भी अभी बात कर लेते हैं. What should be the first conversation starter like?
Your first 2 lines should be about the other person.
Very good.
कि सुमित जी मैंने आपकी वीडियो देखी, आपकी वीडियो बहुत अच्छी थी.
बिल्कुल.
जिस एनर्जी से आप बात करते हो मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा. फिर नेक्स्ट 2 लाइन मेरे बारे में. मैं एक कॉलेज चलाता हूँ. राइट? उस कॉलेज में भी हम लोग कुछ वीडियोस बनाना चाहते हैं.
Right.
फिर तीसरी लाइन हम दोनों के बारे में.
Right.
यार कुछ इकट्ठे बनाते हैं.
This is so amazing.
एंड ऑलवेज एंड विद कैन वी मीट फॉर कॉफी.
ये बहुत बात, मतलब पहली लाइन में और कैन वी मीट फॉर कॉफी, एंड सम पीपल आर स्मार्ट इनफ एंड फास्ट इनफ एंड दे सेड ओके बैंग ऑन. एंड इन टुडेज वर्ल्ड सिंस कोविड इज गोइंग राइट नाउ एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू मीट अप, इजंट इट? एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू मीट अप. इसको बोलते हैं रिवेंज ट्रैवल, रिवेंज मीटअप्स एज वेल. एवरीवन इज गोइंग आउट. नंबर 1, LinkedIn प्रोफाइल अपडेट रखिए एंड देन यू कैन हैव एन अमेजिंग लाइफ. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग ऑफ नेटवर्किंग, व्हाट दिस buzzword is all about.
यार इसी को आगे लेके चलते हैं. लेट्स से यू आर इन अ वी आल्सो मेट इन an event, right, where there are
Yeah.
lots of people there, and a lot of the times what happens is that we are very, I wouldn't use the word insecure, but shy.
Yeah.
Right, we will not go to somebody and start talking to them if we don't know them already.
Right.
We will go to the people we already know.
Correct.
Hi bro, what's up, right?
Correct.
So I think as I wouldn't say as Indians, but I think there are some of us who are shy and we don't start the conversation.
Yeah.
So there is this concept of 30 seconds of insane courage.
30 seconds of insane courage.
30 seconds of insane courage. In these 30 seconds, you just forget your insecurities, you forget your shyness, you forget that somebody will judge you, you forget that somebody might think ये क्या बोल रहा है. You just go to a person and say what you really deeply want to say.
Wow.
Right? And the basic use case of this is if you want to ask a girl out.
Okay.
It's the most basic use case.
Okay, great.
Right? A lot of the boys or girls,
They don't do it.
They don't do it. Right? वो हिचक रह जाती है, right?
Right.
And they regret it for the rest of their lives. कि यार उसी टाइम पूछ लिया होता.
बोल देना चाहिए था वो.
So
मतलब
just have
first year में.
in your mind have this 30-second bucket कि इन 30 सेकंड में मैं और कुछ नहीं सोचूंगा.
Right.
इन 30 सेकंड में मैं कर दूंगा.
क्या
चाहे जितनी मर्जी उसमें embarrassment हो, चाहे उसमें जितनी मर्जी मेरी कट, like whatever happens,
Yeah.
I'll just do it.
I'm going to just do it.
Do
I'm
it.
just going to ask it.
And in fact, this is from a movie called We Bought a Zoo.
Okay.
ये मैट डेमन की एक मूवी है in which the son is talking to his father and he asks his father, what do you do in situations when if you do something,
Yeah.
you embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
But if you don't do it, you still embarrass yourself.
Right. Wow.
Right? If I'm in a classroom and I have a burning question that I want to ask the teacher, if I ask the question, मुझे लगेगा मैं embarrass हो जाऊंगा.
क्या बात.
But मैं नहीं पूछ रहा, तो अंदर ही अंदर भी तो मैं embarrass हो रहा हूँ कि मेरी इतनी औकात नहीं है मैं पूछूं अपना question. So
Super.
that's when the father says to his sons, yeah, in those moments, have 30 seconds of insane courage and raise your hand.
Lovely. Lovely.
And I think, I tell this to, many of my friends, and I even told it to my father once. And my father is a very shy person, very quiet person. But, in a conference, even he thought about, he had some question for the speaker, right? He wanted to ask somebody a question. The speaker was this, tennis player named Martina Navratilova, right?
Martina Navratilova, जिन लोगों को ये भी, when I was growing up, we grew up watching her, मतलब number one.
Yeah, she's the Serena Williams of the times, right?
Yeah.
And so she was in this conference and my dad was there and my dad really wanted to ask her to start a tennis academy in my dad's institution.
Okay.
Right?
Back home in Punjab.
In Punjab, हाँ जी.
Okay.
My dad is also an educator.
Okay.
So obviously he's shy, right? मतलब he's shy to even talk in like weddings with his own family.
Okay.
So he told me, he's like, Pratham, I remembered your 30 seconds of insane courage. I just went up to her and I asked her, like, let's work on this tennis academy in North India together.
Okay.
And it worked out.
What? मतलब your dad of Serena Williams of today's age, can you guys beat it? मतलब तुम्हें सचिन तेंदुलकर को मिले हो आप पूछो सर मुझे सचिन तेंदुलकर एकेडमी एग्जांपल बनाना है and he says yes to it.
हाँ ठीक है 10 में से 8 बार लोग नाम बोल देंगे कोई बात नहीं पर 2 बार तो हाँ मिलेगी आपको statistically speaking.
Superb यार.
Right, so I think ये and by the way if you do this 3 or 4 times ना फिर ये आदत बन जाती है आपकी.
Superb.
Then वो सारी हिचक निकल जाती है, that सारी whatever is holding you back, that energy that goes away.
Right. एक मैं और चीज़ ऐड करना, तो networking is not about, you know, I went to Harvard Business School for my executive management course. I spent couple of days, months at Harvard. तो यार हमें सिखाया गया था कि पहले दिन you to start writing an email to a CEO and by the end of the course you to do set up a meeting with them. एक ही बंदा बस, एक ही बंदा. So you write 100 emails and एक और चीज़ बताइए, तुम्हारा गोल सेट होना चाहिए, है ना? नेटवर्किंग के लिए तुम्हारा गोल सेट होना चाहिए कि तुम कर क्या रहे हो, क्या अचीव करना चाहते हो. यू वांट टू गेट इन मैकेंजी, फाइंड ऑल द पॉसिबल एंड देन स्टिक टू द गोल. राइट. लोग क्या होता है सिर्फ कार्ड एक्सचेंज करते हैं. यू मेट मार्क ज़करबर्ग, यू कैन एक्सचेंज कार्ड, यू गेट गूगल सीईओ ऑन एक्सचेंज कार्ड. हर एक के साथ नहीं. एंड देन एकदम फाइन थिन लाइन फोकस एंड देन यू अचीव इट. एम आई राइट?
Correct? No, I think goal setting is very important. You're
गोल
right.
सेट, एक गोल सेट रखो, उसके बाद तेरा नेटवर्क बनना शुरू हो जाएगा. एंड मेरे को लगता है एट एज ऑफ 20-21 ऑल्सो अगर ये आर्ट आ जाए नेटवर्किंग की तो आपको बाद में हेल्प होता है.
बिल्कुल.
आई लर्नड इट हार्ड वे बाय द वे.
I think kids, when we are 3-4 years old, we are the best networkers.
बिल्कुल यार.
हम कितनी जल्दी दोस्त बना लेते हैं.
सुपर सुपर.
ये तो बाद में आके प्रॉब्लम शुरू होती है.
Yeah, but then you grow up and you start feeling, oh, you feel shy about it. This is the, I think they'll be able to relate about that. This is so amazing. I'm going to ask his parting thought, you know, on this idea. You all 21-22-year-old. पहली बात तो यार अपना 30 seconds of courage लगाओ, वीडियो को लाइक ठोको और मुझे कमेंट करो. और हाँ, 30 seconds of courage, 30 seconds के अंदर फटाफट कमेंट करो. क्या तुम्हारा आइडिया है? When you get stuck, when you are, you know, when you're talking to people, क्या नर्वसनेस होती है? क्या शाई होता है? क्या हमें लगता है कि, you know, I will be feeling ashamed out of it? क्या मुझे रिग्रेट होगा? तो वो मुझे कमेंट करके बताओ. विल डिस्कस दैट अप. इट्स अ डीप थिंग एंड आई थिंक दिस वीडियो इज गोना चेंज मेनी पीपल पर्सपेक्टिव. फिर उसको यू नो किल कैसे करना है बाद में विल टॉक अबाउट दैट. प्रथम, एनी पार्टिंग थॉट्स टू ऑल दिस ग्रेट पीपल? यार ये सब 21, 22, 23 ईयर ओल्ड हैं. बताओ यार इनके बारे में क्या.
नहीं यार, अभी if you guys are going to college or if you are in college, right? College is the best time to make friends. It's the best time to experiment, right? So any experiments that you want to do in your life, do it while you're in college because you have no responsibility outside of it.
Yeah.
Right? This is your free vacation time.
राइट.
So use it to do any kind of experiment, like, you know, networking with people, starting a small company, doing a side project, learning how to code, whatever it is, right? This is the time that you have. ये time वापस नहीं आएगा.
सही है. यहाँ पे सारी गलतियाँ माफ भी की जाएंगी.
हाँ,
Right.
कोई response.
You're in a closed network.
You're not accountable.
You're not accountable for anything. You're not working in any company. Corporate के अंदर कोई गलती होती है गाली पड़ेगी. यहाँ पे तेरे प्रोफेसर्स हैं तुम्हें you know sync up करने के लिए. Dad has already paid the fee for if you've taken a loan. यहाँ गलतियाँ तुम्हारी 2 साल की. हाँ, एंड में प्लेसमेंट निकालना वो सब
गलतियाँ रिवॉर्ड होती हैं.
गलतियाँ रिवॉर्ड होती हैं. फेल्ड स्टार्टअप्स के लोगों के भाव ज़्यादा हैं देन द सक्सेसफुल स्टार्टअप्स.
yeah.
आई वाज इन अ कॉन्फ्रेंस विद एन आईआईटी बॉम्बे का. आई हैव गॉट 3 फेल्ड स्टार्टअप. इंट्रो में बोल रहा हूँ मैं पहले दिन बोल रहा ऐसे कैसे बोला. आई वाज यंग, इट्स लाइक 5 years बैक. आई वाज लाइक व्हाट द हेल. तो भाई गलतियाँ करो, लोगों को पूछो, लिंक्डइन अकाउंट बनाओ, बनाया नहीं तो. प्रथम क्या है कीप हैविंग यू ऑन बोर्ड एंड ये लोगों को जागरूक करना है. ये फर्स्ट टाइम मैं वैसे थे पॉडकास्ट सेटअप के अंदर कर रहा हूँ, बट कैन यू कीप कमिंग ऑन बोर्ड?
एनी टाइम.
क्या बात है. बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, से बिग थैंक यू टू प्रथम. इट्स अ रियली अमेजिंग थिंग. द गाय इज रनिंग अ 12 million कंपनी बैक इन यूएस के अंदर भी भाई की कंपनी अभी चल रही है एज वी टॉक राइट नाउ विद 150 odd members. 150 odd team player in different locations in US, and right now he's doing a great show in India as well. Thank you so much joining in, Pratham. Have a good day ahead, man.
All right,
Take care.
thank you.
Iche comment kariye, let's discuss more. Thank you so much boys and girls for joining in. Take care. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.